Oh, it's Cosmic Mind UV. All right, y'all know what it is. This part one of foreign investors and businesses in melanin, indigenous, black neighborhoods, whatever have you. Y'all know I gotta go share. I gotta go share it. You know what I mean? Go ahead and get your sippy sip. I got my hydration drink, no sugar. I got my fig bar, you know what I mean? Something light to start the day off with, you know, to break the fast. You know what I mean? But enjoy the beat. We'll be right back. I'm gonna go share it. Easy as that. All right. Hold on. Let me get my image back up. Cosmic Mind UV. That's where they need to be. All right. I don't know why they won't give me my image so I can keep my image up. All right, there it is. God damn it. Hope all is well. Abundance, abundance, abundance. Hope all is well. Abundance, abundance, miracles, great happenings, etc. Oh man, let's get to it. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. All right. Part one. This part one of foreign investors or other entities in what they call what people say are black neighborhoods or black areas or heavily melanin indigenous, whatever word you say, areas. We gonna just examine, how much money they make. We know they're there. We know the businesses are there. We know the corner stores are there. We know the bodegas are there, etc. Liquor stores and everything. And so we need to just take a, just take a peek at, we need to take a peek at, what's generated and things of that nature. So hopefully we can be more in-depthly informed. Hopefully that's a word, It says, determining the exact revenue generated by foreign-owned stores in Black neighborhoods is challenging due to limited public available data. I wonder why. So all of these, what they call, what they would say, people from here, America, whatever you want to say, they own us about, your business, what, reporting your taxes and da 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 da. So why is it so hard to, for it to be limited? This says limited publicly available data specifically addressing this demographic intersection. So I know a lot of times, we look at the, other ethnic groups or other groups like the Europeans and things of that nature. We have to we got to examine that, how it's as far as economically, whatever have you, and all the other factors. But determining, hold on. All right. Okay, here we go. While there are reports highlighting the prevalence of foreign-owned businesses in these communities or areas, such as takeout spots, liquor stores. See, they know what it is. They be wanting to act like they don't know what it is, So anyway, liquor stores and beauty supply shops and motels and hotels and gas stations as well. However, y'all know what it is. Precise revenue figures are not readily accessible. Again, I wonder why. However, that's something you could do a little homework on, However, here we go. However, data on Black-owned businesses provide some content. In 2022. There were approximately 194,585 Black and Asian American-owned businesses in the U.S., generating $211.8 billion in annual receipts, employing 1.6 million people. So the narrative of, oh, we don't employ our own, and we may not do it enough. Of course, that number should go up. However, it's a narrative that goes around that we don't employ our own, when it just said in 2022, that wasn't that long ago, right? There were approximately 194,000. We're gonna have to get it up to way more. However, it's climbing. It's getting into 200K. 194,585 Black and Asian, Black or African American, or indigenous or original people, have you, own businesses in the U.S., generating $211.8 billion, in annual receipts, employing 1.6 million people. We wanted to be up towards the 3s and the 5s. However, the narrative is pushed that we don't employ our own. Melanin, indigenous, Black, maroon, brown, copper tone, people. The narrative is pushed that we don't employ our own. Yes, we should employ our own more. The ones that's functionable, the ones that's, accurate for that position, etc. I'm still wanting to figure out how do y'all got all the receipts on the Black people businesses, or melanin, indigenous, African, copper tone, etc. businesses. You got the receipts for that, because see, this is what I was telling y'all. See, a lot of these other groups probably get tax breaks, and I'm figure out why. How don't you have the receipts on public record for these other ethnic groups? You know what I'm saying? They have bodegas and, like you just said, liquor stores and takeout spots and beauty supply shops. Why isn't there receipts readily available to the public? Okay, and accounting for about 61.2 billion, and accounting for 61.2 billion in annual payroll. So the narrative that we don't start, melanin, indigenous, black, copper tone, whatever, don't start businesses and we don't employ our own, according to these stats, to the Pew Research Center, PEW Research Center. Melanin, indigenous, copper tone, brown, black, whatever have you, accounted for about 61.2 billion in annual payroll. Despite this growth, black-owned businesses represented only about 3%. Do you see? So it seems like it's a lot, and it is a start. However, it seems like it's a lot, but then when we put it in a grander perspective, it says it's only representing 3%. It's only 3% of all U.S. firms in 2022, and accounted for just 1% of gross revenue. So look, even with employing melanin, indigenous, brown, black, copper tone, even with us employing and having black-owned businesses, that's why I say we have to own industries, and we have to employ each other more, and we have to start more industries, and we have to do more collaboration. And even though, look, it says in 2022, and then, if you get, you got to do your homework for recent numbers. It says it was 194,585 black-owned businesses, black or African or indigenous or copper tone or brown-owned businesses, copper tone businesses. In the U.S., it generated 211.8 billion. And that sounds like it. That is a huge. That's a significant number. That is a significant number in annual receipts. Employed 1.6 million people, and accounted for about 61.2 billion. We got to be up in the trillions. That in order to compete, we got to be up in the trillions in annual payroll. All right. Despite this, look what I'm saying, and that's the U.S. Census Bureau. So look, despite this black-owned business, despite this growth, it is growth. See that what I'm saying? It is growth. It is growth. Despite this growth, okay, pause on home, fellas. Black or indigenous or copper tone, whatever have you, black-owned businesses represented only 3% of all U.S. firms in 2022. Matter of fact, give me a second. All right. All right. So that's only 3%, y'all. You know what I mean? It's great that we had. It was a small, really a micro, minute surge. All of U.S. firms in 2022. Now again, it may have bumped up by now. You know what I mean? We got to go do that research. I put that in. Hopefully we get to that. And that's just it. Only accounted for only 1% of gross revenue. It only accounted for 1% of gross revenue from all classifiable companies that year. All right. Take your little sip. Additionally, research indicates that businesses in Black majority neighborhoods, regardless of ownership, often face economic challenges. Additionally, research indicates that businesses in Black majority neighborhoods, regardless of ownership, often face economic challenges. For instance, highly rated businesses in these areas experience annual losses of revenue as high as 3.9 billion, highlighting systematic economic disparities affecting business performance. It says, in summary, while foreign-owned businesses are prevalent in Black neighborhoods, specific revenue data for these establishments is scarce. Again, how see what I'm saying? They stay on Black or indigenous. A couple of people about you staying about you file your taxes, make sure. But why is their shit scarce on the data that they draw from Black people? You know what I'm saying? Or melanin, indigenous, copper tone, or whatever people in these areas, in these heavily populated areas or neighborhoods or whatever. Existing research underscores broader economic challenges within these communities affecting both Black-owned and other businesses operating there. Okay, this is how I know a lot of us talk about how we see other groups stick together, how they do group economics, how they da. So this is how they mostly work a system. And most of you probably know, some don't, but we're gonna go over it. Foreign entrepreneurs often lean on family-centered business systems. So when we see these, any type of different group, man, European, Pakistan, Hispanic, whatever have you, you know what I mean, Arab, whatever have you. When we see these different groups and we only see them employ themselves, this is called exclusivity. And this is called, of course, group economics, and keeping all of your resources and your profits and your income and your amongst yourself as far as circulating the profits. However, exploit, having to get, generate exploit the revenue from mostly other groups. Do you see what I'm saying? Family-centered business systems, sometimes called, quote unquote, family embeddedness, as the backbone for launching and managing ventures, including those in particular predominantly Black neighborhoods. As the backbone for launching and managing ventures, including those in predominantly Black neighborhoods. In practice, these systems mean that, quote unquote, immigrant business owners frequently pool resources from extended family networks. So let's break that down in Black people terms. They ask their family for fucking money. I have to do a live on toxic pride, and I understand and I get it, and we have to analyze who we're asking. We have to be smart about who we're asking or inquiring from the funds from or the investment from. So, but the narratives with Z's is what most black people is: get it out the mud, get it on your own. Don't ask nobody for shit. Don't ask your family for shit. Don't ask your friends for shit. Even a lot of these celebrity people, act like you don't need nothing. Blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? That's basically promoting individualism. And I've said this so often. That melanin, indigenous, black, copper tone, brown, etc., want to be individuals in a team sport. We want to praise individual accolades or individual certain things in a team sport as far as economics or group economics. It's not an individual sport. Yes, you're going to have individual highlighted greatness and moments. Yes, absolutely. Are they to be praised? Yes, absolutely. However, that's not the grand coup de grace to what needs to be done or the mission or overall. All right. It says family embeddedness. You go look up that word. Do a little homework. As the backbone for launching and managing ventures. That means they heavily depend on their family or what they call family or friends or associates or acquaintance, whoever's in that octagon, circle, or whatever shape it is, as the backbone for launching and managing their ventures. So their corner stores, their beauty supply stores, whatever. They didn't say the bank. They didn't say they was applying for grants and loans. They didn't say they was going to they said they asked their family. And of course, you have to be smart about, again, the family, quote unquote, members that you ask or you inquire or you bring the ideas to. That is called intellectual discernment. As a backbone for launching and managing ventures, including those in predominantly black neighborhoods. So we see these other groups, how they taking up the real estate, how they buying up the store, how they got all, we got food that people say black people they got food deserts. They don't have healthy choices, da 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 da. However, on a simplistic terms, we are not practicing group economics and co-op investment and investing amongst each other. It hasn't been enough for decades. And all these people are simply doing in a simple way, in a simple term, in a simple whatever, is buying up shit around you. That's just that. Yes, you have some people in a smaller whatever percentile. Yes, melanin digital, they buy it, but it's nowhere near enough, obviously. It's nowhere near enough, obviously, when you reach into the grand percentages of, did it really generate like some high type revenue, you see? So we going dark. All right. So we need to end these obsolete ass narratives, these obsolete ass talking points, or listening to these different some of these different entertainers or different motivation speakers telling you, don't ask nobody for nothing. Do it all on your own. Yes, it is. Yes, we get it. I understand. However, again, they're still promoting individualism. We have to be more mindful or aware, or more highly aware and more selective on who we call our friends and the company what we keep on a consistent basis. and then who we go to about our ideas or our goals or our dreams or our whatever the fuck or whatever we're actively working on or towards or on or whatever have you. And on the opposite side, if you see somebody coming to you with an idea that you may intellectually may not understand or get or comprehend right then, fam, do some research on it. As a person, if they're asking for your funding or your more support or your resource connections or whatever, like really do a little research before you just have a, because a lot of melanin, indigenous, black, copper tone, whatever, we have what we call what they call or whatever have you, that term called knee-jerk reactions. You know what I mean? Well, we're not fully informed or fully knowledgeable of the content or topic or the idea or the whatever have you. And then if it's out of our intellectual imagery, we we'll either discourage that person, we'll joke that person, we'll whatever we usually do. We make fun of this shit, we joke. That shit is annoying. I've seen too many, it's been either me or I've seen too many people have that shit done to them. But yeah, so we need to stop all of these obsolete narratives of, oh, and then we got to stop wanting to come up off of each other so much as far as exploiting each other. Exploiting each other. Yes, we have to do group economics. Yes, we have to circulate the money. But we shouldn't be stringing each other along and pimping each other out and overcharging for services and taxing for everything. You know what I mean? Because that's going to defeat the purpose of the economic growth. That's gonna hinder that. That's gonna slow it down immensely. And then of course the circulating the money only 6 hours type shit. Of course. So we have to end these narratives of getting it out the mud, do it all on your own, etc., etc. Don't ask your family for nothing or your social question. If you aren't able to come to them with ideas that will down the road or short term, long term, midterm, or whatever term benefit them, whether it's spiritually, mentally, emotionally, financially, all above or whatever have you, then we have to that's why I say assess our circles or whatever shape it is. We have to assess our company we keep, the people we talk to every day, and we really need to reevaluate why are these people around us, what are they actually bringing to assist in or be an asset to what I'm doing goal wise or priority in life wise or whatever have you. Or are they just, siphoning for your energy, intellectual properties and shit like that? And we have a tendency of doing that, taking each other ideas and shit and not wanting to collaborate, or we want to compete and not collaborate. It's just too much goofy shit. So in that narrative of, yo, don't ask your family members, just know which ones to bring that shit to. Know which ones to inquire that those ideas or whatever to. In practice, these systems mean that immigrant business owners frequently, that means damn near every fucking time, pool, not just money, just resources overall. If they got to do some upgrades to the building, if they got to, whatever, it's skill sets also. We get stuck so much on the damn money. Frequently pull resources from extended family networks. So yes, you're gonna see different groups together and it be a whole lot of them. And yes, they're gonna grow faster. While black people are worrying about celebrating and stunting on each other on their material gains that they gain through what? Mostly getting it through other groups or benefiting other groups financially. Look at what we have that other groups own. It's not, most of the time, it's not their own area or their own products or services or whatever. And then we take pride in stunting on that. We take pride in that. Most of a lot. So from extended family networks, relying on a mutual trust and shared cultural traditions, and delegate roles within a multi-generational structure. So everybody gonna eat, everybody play a role, everybody play a part, everybody is a great asset to what's going on. No dead weight around. Nobody just here right like they say on the 9 to 5, pause on home for riding the clock. People just riding the clock. They just acting like they're doing work. It's none of that. This approach serves several purposes. Resource pooling and informal financing. And that means financing your own creative things and your own creative dreams and goals. And this is why, yes, certain people, your homies, your family, if they coming to you and saying, yo, I got this investment idea, or I got this idea, I got this product, I got this idea, I got this creation, I got this thing I'm actively working on, and I need you for this. I need to collaborate with you for this. We need to be able to give better responses than blowing them off, or like I said, distracting them or discouragement. Make sure you share, subscribe, support, donate. Without easy access to traditional loans, and so and not begging for handouts, or it's irritating, it's irritating and all of that. It's infuriating, it's frustrating. Oh man, the banks won't just give us loans. There's such and such and such and things of that nature. The banks won't just give us loans. The banks won't just do this. The banks won't just give us that, etc. We should be able to acquire that financing or that funding from each other. We want to do it when somebody's short on a bill, or if it's for foolishness or goofy shit, motherfuckers don't mind asking you. Or people want to work extra hours on these companies owned by other people, which basically you're enriching their families with your labor, your intellectual properties, etc., your skill sets, etc. Your trained skill set, or whatever. So that's what a lot of people would call a capital drain. In the Black, indigenous, or whatever have you, we need an overall financial audit on what's actually a financially draining us mentally, spiritually, but drain, whether it's the church, whether it's these foreign stores, these commodities, different things of that nature, the chemicals, the ingredients within them, different things of that nature. We have to get more serious, because ain't nobody been playing except most indigenous, Black, copper tone, whatever people. And for the ones doing your thing, salute. We know that's a small percentage. And it needs to be triple. Many immigrants use personal and family savings or informal loans from relatives. So uncle so-and-so, auntie so-and-so, mama, daddy, cousin, people will shame you, or people, a lot of Black, indigenous, we feel ashamed again because again, most of us aren't smart enough to know who to approach about different ideas and investments. However, unfortunately, we around a lot of people that we aren't able to reach out for the financing, for us, even half of the financing. Or if they do have the resources or the finances, they are tight with it, gatekeeping. It's so many of my homies that still blow money on foolish ass shit. But then when I come to them all these years with ideas and investments and shit like that, yeah, it's so many reasons because they got capital drains, right? Child support, They got women they want to chase after, they want to upkeep and pander and all this provider shit for. That shit is a capital drain. That shit is a capital drain. We want to keep faking around each other. And then, when it comes to serious ideas and serious, most people just living for the weekend, living for the moment, living for the holidays, living for the check, living for a moment, just instant, or let's say the varieties of instant gratification. And it has so many it's been so much long-term generational damage, mentally, financially, especially though. A lot of melanin indigenous black people wouldn't have a lot of depression if they finances were more straight, if we had more wealth in investing in family investments and co-ops and susus and shit like that. Yeah, that's why you see many people when the holiday shit come around. Yes, we gonna keep being on y'all, them, they, those, because a lot of y'all keep making excuses for doing the same shit that is counterproductive for economic thriving and even growth. Or if you hood growth. Pause. They said they use personal and family savings. That's a given. Or informal loans. That means they get loans from what? From who? Relatives to finance their startups. So when you have your young youth, because I've been this entrepreneur, self-employed or whatever, having that desire since I was a young youth. But I often saw my family members or with these earth family motherfuckers or people just around me, make all of these excuses or they wanted to keep you indoctrinated and just go to school and work hard and just go to school and be a good debt slave. Just be a good debt slave so you can get a good job. That's the narrative a whole lot of y'all are pushing right now. That's the narrative a whole lot of y'all are pushing right now. Go accumulate more debt so you can go ahead and work for debt and to be a debt slave. So you can go get a good job. Go ahead and go to their institution, right? Go ahead and get financed by them in most cases, right? And then go to one of their companies that they mostly own, right? Labor and managerial support. And I gotta reiterate it again. I have to reiterate it again. And like I said, as a young youth, all of these dumbass holidays, seeing adults around me gambling on fucking lottery, all of this bullshit, even to now, That shit is some sad ass, retardation ass shit. Homies, colleagues, whoever. You seeing them blow tricking, what they call tricking, simping, pandering, all that. We seeing family members blow their money and take pride in all of these labels not created or owned or whatever by you or made by you, or them wanting to create some shit with you or with each other. So instead of saying, oh, these groups stick together, yeah, these groups circulate their money this amount of hours, da 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 da. Okay, that's great to know. That's great to know. However, let's get a little more detail, a lot more detail. So that's why this shit happens much more at a rapid pace. This is why their businesses thrive a lot faster and a lot more, or you see them buying up a lot more stuff around them, they, those, us. Is because they can just pick up the phone, or the people that call them on a frequent basis or contact them on a frequent basis, they're probably not talking about the Super Bowl or the fight or what you gonna get for Christmas or just a bunch of bullshit. They're not talking about that. More than likely, they probably mention it, they may whatever, but majority of this shit is, yo, you know, on probably how to build whatever their startup and whatever they're doing. It says labor and managerial support. Labor and managerial support. Family members. Here we go. Huh? So who really around you? All your homies. Hey. It was a great song. Salute the goddamn Left Eye and the TLC. What about your friends? Are they gonna be low down? Will they ever be around? Come on, man. Who are these people around us? What are they around us for? What is their real intentions? What has time and space shown us around these different beings or environments or whatever? Huh? Family members often share responsibilities in the business, with elders passing on industry know-how. Oh man, they're not hoarding the skills. They're not hoarding how to get whatever that is or whatever a skill or industry or whatever they're doing. It says with elders passing on industry know-how. So it's not just the pooling of the money. They're passing down the know, and younger relatives contributing hands-on support. Everybody got to play their role on a consistent basis. Everybody got to play their part. Family members. Let's read it again. So this is how they manage the labor and managerial support in their startups. This is foreign or other ethnic groups in Black or melanin or whatever, indigenous, copper tone, whatever, neighborhoods or heavily predominant areas. So they resource pooling, and then they finance each other, right? Through relatives, acquaintance, associates, whatever. You know, because we call a lot of our friends family. We call a lot of our associates family. We call a lot of our whoever family, right? All right. And then it says labor and managerial support. So this is what I used to talk about with my newbie. I say what they probably do is they just have a family rotation. Hey, nephew so and so, you gonna rock the manage and run the store for 6 months, 3 months, whatever, how many, 90 days, whatever. You know what I mean? Whatever their criteria, a year, whatever, and then we gonna rotate you out. Either to get him a break, to come back to wherever their original lands are, to go ahead and flip that money and then exchange it for what? Their money, so it'll be worth more, right? Huh? Huh? Family members often share responsibility in the business, with elders passing on industry know-how and younger relatives contributing hands-on support. So if it's the opposite, if the younger relatives have the know-how and the elders have the hands-on, whatever it has to be, just get this shit done. Because we know in a lot of black or indigenous families, it's the younger ones that's gonna come with a lot of the business and the generational wealth ideas and blah blah blah, and cleaning up a lot of the bullshit, wasteful spending, at least attempting to. Cultural continuity. That's a hell of a word right there. Cultural continuity and risk mitigation drawing on business practices common in their home countries. So that means when people just yell generational wealth, okay, what is going to be the steps? What is going to be the practices, or what are the practices already that have been passed down? What is the know-how or whatever that have been passed down to facilitate this generational wealth or these practices? It's not about just yelling generational wealth or just creating. We're going to create generational wealth, or I want to create it. Yeah, that's the great start. Drawing on business practices common in their home countries. Foreign entrepreneurs use these systems to reduce risk and maintain a sense of identity. This is why you see on a lot of, Chinese food spots, whatever, you see Great China, China Garden, whatever. You know what I'm saying? They gonna make sure, hey, you know what it is. You hear me? But they gonna make sure you know what the cultural whatever is, or they're gonna have a lot of symbolism, statues, etc. when you walk into the restaurant or the establishment or whatever, unless it's a corner store or some shit like that. But you get what I'm saying. So to reduce risk and maintain a sense of identity while adapting to local markets. So they're still maintaining a sense of their cultural identity and reducing risk, right? And adapting to the market, wherever the fuck they are. Chinatown, the whatever. Even in areas with predominantly black residents. Research in immigrant entrepreneurship shows that family networks are a critical Critical, one more time, say it with me. Critical source, a critical source. So for most of us to be saying, get it out the mud, do it on your own, keep promoting this individualism, stupid ass shit, and just all of the dumb ass talking points that most of people get hyped off on, from whether it's influencers on down. I told you that me and mine mentality. They have the me and mine mentality. However, they're doing it as an overall group. Not as just individuals or small family group individuals. Do you understand? So it's great that in Louisiana, one of these states has the longest standing bank, the most richest bank. However, are you helping enrich melanin, black, indigenous, copper tone people overall though? Are you moving the needle to the net worth overall to the ethnic group? It says research in immigrant entrepreneurship shows that family networks, so whoever you consider to be family, homies, friends, colleagues, all this stuff, are a critical source of social and human capital, enabling entrepreneurs to overcome barriers such as language differences and limited institutional credit. So they create ways around. They find ways around. They seek ways around it. We don't just keep asking for handouts. We don't just keep, as far as from the governmental or institutional stuff. We don't continue to keep going into debt, being debt slaves, just living for the weekend, just chasing Yanni, just wanting to impress each other with this quote unquote supposed to be courting each other, but you gotta pay for access and attention and all of this other shit. You hear me? All of these mood ass talking points of who should be the provider, who should provide more, should it be 50-50? This shit is some dumb ass obsolete shit. In many cases, these family-based models not only help launch businesses, but also create stability. Also create sustainable enterprises. Let's go further. That's just added it further. Sustainable enterprises that serve as community hubs in diverse neighborhoods. So it's not about just boycotting. Hold on, y'all. Give me a second. So it's not about just boycotting no one entity or basically one family store, because that's all it. I don't care if it's a huge big company. I don't care if it's a family owned fucking created idea. We can call it a store, we can call it a brand, we can call it a label, we can call whatever the fuck motherfuckers want to put pretty soliloquies we want to put. It's a family-owned, ran, conceptualized idea. Simple as that. And if we are going to work for these other people or take pride in going to their institutes to get their degrees and their pieces of paper and all of this shit. And then you're not what? Starting industries with those degrees and establishing what they say enterprises with those degrees, with your own beings, your own people, your own kind, and practicing economic exclusivity. If we're not doing that, it's just a bunch of rhetoric. It's just a bunch of counterproductive activities going on that's funding other ethnic groups. And it's just simple as that. Whether it's the school shit, whether it's from the elementary on up, the college, all that shit. Huh? Whether it's the corner stores, the beauty supplies, the bodegas, the hotels, the gas stations, the Getty Marts, the whatever. Huh? Your young youth, nephew, niece, your brother, your sister, your cousin, especially when you know they the righteous one or the one that have that great moral compass, etc. It's no reason they should have to go to a bank. It's no reason they should have to go to outside entities of their network circle. You see what I'm saying? They shouldn't really have to go out there and quote unquote initial family. Huh? They shouldn't have to go outside, quote unquote, their initial family. But just like a lot of people know, our family members are really distracted by things that aren't financially enriching them. Our homies, colleagues, fam, what up, tribes, all these names, whatever. Huh? They call us with gossip and drama with so much passion and so much enthusiasm. But however, people don't call you with ideas to get some creative ideas going with the same enthusiasm and passion and shit. A lot of times when we go to them, we turn them off. Oh man, they asking me for money. Or they begging. That's what a lot of black people, indigenous, would say. You begging. Huh? Got family members around me go rock every label. I got soaps, cosmetic products, natural this or that. My health supplements are on the way, all that. You think these motherfuckers is even putting as a homies, colleagues? You think they putting that as a priority? Nah. We want to figure out a way to undermine each other and go to other people's shit to figure out a way to finance them and then compete against each other to hold each other back. Or when we see each other actively doing vendor events, we got our table set up. We got our setup out there at wherever it's at a festival event in front of a store. We just look at the people. If we out there black, we just look at each other like, what? Okay, what are you looking at me for? You looking at me like I'm supposed to support your business? Or I've been out there doing vendor events or doing pop-ups in front of people's stores. Where, man, black people would act like they don't see you. They will work hard to not look at you, just because they know it's because they know you're gonna what? You want what? Their attention for a couple of seconds or a few minutes to just what? Promote your fucking service or your product that may immensely help their goofy ass. In most instances. But most black people are so scared they're gonna have to do what? Give up some money and pay some money to you. Huh? That shit is some sickening shit, nigga. We really have to evaluate the psychological dysfunction in melanin, black, indigenous thinking when it comes to investing in each other mentally, emotionally, but especially financially, in our youth, in our colleagues, friends, homies, whatever. This one of the cores of what's holding us back. Not financing each other and pooling our own resources together. They overcome barriers such as language. In many cases, these family-based models not only help launch businesses, but also create sustainable enterprises. So that's why you see a bunch of vape stores ran by them, a bunch of smoke shops ran by whomever they are. It isn't whomever the other group is, whoever they are. You know what I mean? You see a bunch of enterprises, a bunch of industries, the hotels, the weed industry, the smoke shop, which is the tobacco industry, the whatever. You see them, the gas stations, the whatever, the Getty Marts, the whatever. The Cubans, the whoever. You see the different groups. And they're exploiting black, indigenous, copper tone black people mentally, health-wise, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and definitely heavily financially. And then that's definitely a fucking choice, unfortunately. But a lot of y'all don't need no fucking choice because you've been making the wrong choices financially for since your existence, unfortunately. So, and it says create sustainable enterprises that serve as community hubs. So yeah, you need to boycott them bodegas, them corner stores that you go to, that you get all of that high blood pressure ass steakums and chicken wings and fries. I see a lot of y'all melanin and black indigenous men because a lot of y'all don't have no bag lunches and shit like that. So a lot of y'all have to go to a lot of fast food places. But I be seeing y'all at the corner stores and shit. Going in there, getting your sub sandwiches or your quick, especially New York. You know what I mean? Getting your quick steakums by Aki or whatever. Huh? Or whatever. So this is why we see them. Why wouldn't you be near the area of the group of people or beings that, hold on, around the group of people or beings that are the biggest consumers of a lot of your goods and services? Why wouldn't you put your bodega, your corner store, your Getty Mart, your gas station, your whatever the fuck it is? Why wouldn't you put it near them? Hold on, y'all. Small commercial break. Small commercial break. All right. Why would ask yourself, if they know black, indigenous, melanin, whatever have you, are the biggest consumers, right, of their products, whomever they are, Walmart, Target, the bodegas, the corner stores, the blah, 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 blah. And most black, indigenous people aren't creating industries in their own area, and they don't own their own area. Why wouldn't they be around you? Why wouldn't they be near you? It doesn't matter if you stay in a high-rise area and you get a high salary, or you are what they call in low-income areas. Again, why wouldn't they be around you if they know you consume most of their shit and you aren't going to pool your shit? And then watch this. Most of these Hispanics or different groups come from worse circumstances than what they would call black people. Way worse fucking circumstances in environmental circumstances, etc. Way worse circumstances. Most instances. Way more restrictions, way more hurdles, way more shit. And then they say, well, they give them assistance and yeah, they give them help out over here. Yeah, they absolutely do. However, we just heard the presentation of saying they don't always just get a bunch of loans and just getting money thrown their way. As you see, they want to they want to stop the immigrant, what they call immigrants from coming over here, or what they call coming over here, or what they call migrating, right? So heavily, right? So yes, they're going to be hubs in community, melanin, black, indigenous neighborhoods within that communities. Because if you was communing with your unity, you would be pulling your resources together to own your area and not have any of those in your area. You see what I'm saying? Foreign entrepreneurs often form tight-knit, family-centered networks that allow them to pool resources and share responsibilities, which in turn helps them weather the challenges of operating in predominantly black neighborhoods. Ain't that something? Isn't that something? Isn't that something? They already got a system already set up to in place to weather the challenges of operating in heavily or predominantly black, indigenous, copper tone areas or neighborhoods. They already have a system set up in place. The infrastructure, within the infrastructure, set up in place. So they already they not worrying about if, oh man, they ain't really spending money right. They already straight. They already know they're gonna finance each other. Watch this. Foreign entrepreneurs often form tight-knit, family-centered networks that allow them to pool resources and share responsibilities, which in turn helps them weather the challenges of operating in predominantly black neighborhoods over the long term. Over the long term. In practice, they frequently use the following strategies. In practice, they're not just yelling, oh, generational wealth, leaving generational wealth, creating it. They're not yelling individualism and all this other stupid ass shit. You know what I mean? And then they have actual practices and steps to get to what? Long-term investing and etc. These are the steps they use. Family and community networks. They rely on family members. They rely on, so this is what I'm saying again. Why we have to really evaluate these family members or people we call family, associates, acquaintance, all these motherfuckers we around. Because if they got a broke ass mentality, you got to stop being around them. The fuck side. They got a bare minimum or whatever bottom feeder ass mentality. You got to get the fuck away from them ASAP. Super dumb ASAP. They rely on family members and close community ties, neighbors. They look like they're more than likely associates, acquaintance, to provide the initial capital to provide the initial capital, ongoing financial support, and the ongoing financial support, and day-to-day operational help. They rely on who? Let's say it together. Family members and close community ties to provide the initial capital, ongoing financial support, and day-to-day operational help. This, here's that term again, quote unquote, family embeddedness, not only reduces costs, but also ensures that decision making is what? Grounded in shared cultural values and long-term commitment. So if you don't even have cultural fucking values, you don't even have a starting point any fucking way. And if your cultural values aren't enriching you or encouraging you or inspiring growth in many facets, then it is, you need to throw the shit away anyway or revamp it. See, a lot of indigenous public, they think the cultural values is celebrating these stupid ass holidays, which really is a conceptual idea to drain your fucking dumbass pockets and your whatever spirit. All right. Cooperative business models. Cooperative business models. By working together. By doing what? Working together, these entrepreneurs often negotiate better lease terms. Isn't that something? So how do they just be getting these buildings so goddamn fast? How do they just be getting these bodegas and houses and whatever else so fast? How are they doing it so quickly around predominantly black areas? By working together, that's step one. These entrepreneurs, they have an entrepreneur mentality, obviously. They're not coming together to gossip and talk about bullshit. Often negotiate better lease terms and share market intelligence. They might join local ethnic business associations. This means they practice exclusivity. Not no business association that's bullshit, that's attached to other entities. Local, well, and even if they are, they're still benefiting them. They might join local ethnic business associations or informal networks that help them assess resources. That help them assess resources. This is literally a breakdown on how these other ethnic groups, Arab, Cuban, whoever, Hispanic, whatever, are doing the shit they do and been doing right in front of our damn faces. While we steady going to either work for their ass, we going to their institutions, we going to be debt slaves, all this other shit. Going to beg them for fucking handouts and other shit. Now, here we go. And we need this tough love. The coddling is over. They said to assess resources, training, and even collective bargaining power with landlords. That means they're coming as a big ass group saying, listen, we got the money up front and the resources and the training and the skill set. So you gotta give us a better deal. or just keep your shit on the market. Fuck it. Oh well. And so most landlords are what? Eager to what? Get somebody in there, what? Shopping centers or whatever it is, right? Whatever real estate they have. They don't want to just keep paying taxes on the empty building or whatever. So this is what they're doing. They're doing cooperative business models. By working together, these entrepreneurs often negotiate better. So even with working together, you can what? Negotiate better lease terms and share market intelligence. That means share expertise amongst each other. Huh? Without charging each other to get the access. Black people and indigenous couples, we want to come up off each other, not come up together. Most instances, we want to exploit each other and contribute to the bullshit that's already the eco financial crippling that's already going on. Cultural adaptation and local engagement. Many of these business owners offer products and services, right? That resonate. That means supply and demand. Yes, they gonna study your culture. Yes, they gonna study what you like. Yes, they gonna adapt to what you like. Yes, they gonna do TikTok videos. Yes, and play black people. Yeah, man, we inspire everything. Yeah, and others know that, and they're gonna continue to exploit you, them, they, those, us for it all. While we just taking pride about bragging about we create everything. We create all the trends. We set all the trends. And they exploiting all that shit, stupid. And selling it back to you, them, they, those, us. They know they not like us. They know they not like you. Oops. They know they not like you. Oops. They know they been not like you. Yeah, they might want to do a few things on the surface, little bop dances, wear little clothes. However, they're gonna be part of the ones manufacturing that shit. How many black, melanin, indigenous owned wholesale spots is there where you can wholesale different products, fabrics, or different things to start your business? Most of these wholesale places are, or industries, wholesale industries, whether it's Temu, Alibaba, or physical stores, are owned by or ran by who? Other entities, other ethnic groups, whatever. Many of these business owners offer products and services that resonate. Yeah, so your weave, your whatever, it don't matter. That they didn't say it was gonna make you healthy or thrive. They just said it's gonna resonate with what you like. That resonate with both their own communities and the local black residents. They build what? Y'all like that word trust when you talking about paperwork, but when we talking about the physical characteristic of trust. As far as the characteristic of the trust. By engaging directly with neighborhood consumers, sometimes adapting traditional practices to fit local tastes. So basically, they're never going to forget where the quote unquote they came from, quote unquote, which helps them sustain a loyal customer base over time. Ain't that something? So them sticking with their cultural shit, and again, you have to have a culture that's actually benefiting you to have a base to establish enterprises. And then of course, yes, they're gonna eventually make you like they Chinese food or they whatever. Cause they didn't forget they own flavors, they own herbs, they own cultural shit that they either got it from one of us, and again, yeah, they turn it into their own shit and exploiting, yeah. Stop bragging on us doing shit first, and yeah, they get it from us, yeah, but then they exploiting and then pimping your ass then. Oops. And it helps them what? Which helps them sustain a loyal customer base over time. They're not looking for the instant gratification. Together, these strategies enable foreign investors to not only enter, but also thrive in black neighborhoods. Oops. Black people have riots. They want to do what? Fuck up the black stores or the melanated owned stores, the couple that is, the few that is there. And then most black or indigenous stores or businesses, they're paying rent to what? A person that owns the whole area. They don't own the area, which means you can control more the sustainability, you can control more the revenues, you can control more the import exports, you can control more what the fuck is going on, the policy, etc. You can create your own community policies. Together, these strategies enable foreign entrepreneurs to not only enter your shit, pause, no homo, but also thrive in black neighborhoods. So this is the reason why. Reasons. Often turning challenges into what? Opportunities. For what? Sustainability. For sustainable community-rooted business growth. For sustainable community-rooted business growth. So yes, this is why you see these different entities are fucking around you, because most of them know that most black, indigenous, whatever have you, they lack culture, and if they do have a quote unquote fake ass culture, the culture doesn't benefit them financially, generationally, ethnically, etc. It doesn't preserve shit in most instances, because it comes from a Eurocentric and indoctrinated whatever. And like we went over, now we about to wrap it up. We're gonna be brief today. Like we went over earlier. Yes, we promoting get your black business. Yes. Okay. That you are doing that. You have to own industries, not just start businesses. And you have to do cooperative investing. You have to do cooperative investing to establish industries and enterprises. And you have to own the fucking area. You have to control the import exports. You have to control the industries in that area that control the import exports. You have to be able to create an economic system through productivity in that area. In the latest reports, black or African owned, American owned employer businesses generated an estimate of 211.8 billion in annual receipts. Okay, that's fine. With 1.6 billion employees and approximately 61.2 billion in annual payroll. So we did at least kill a narrative of we don't employ our own, and whatever. We might not do, we have to increase those numbers. Yes, it is a start. We have to increase those numbers, and we have to promote within. Not just keep people in minuscule ass positions, medial positions. And you have to pay well, and you have to create owners and other entrepreneurs and reinvest in your employees. You have to create franchise programs. Like it's this dude that owns a lot of he has a melanated black indigenous owned grocery store, but he should franchise it out to what? Different black or indigenous business owners, or have a community investment part to start franchising that out in other locations. So you can have one in every city. Yeah, he gonna get a cut. Duh, we get that. But that ain't what the fuck is the concern. That shouldn't even be the priority. While these figures reflect growth, again, pause on homo fellas. These figures reflect growth over previous years. For example, a 66% increase from 2017 to 2022 per Pew Research Center. The overall share of revenue compared to all U.S. firms, businesses, industries, etc., remains small. So the numbers seem like they're a lot. 211.8 billion. Yeah, we employ 1.6 million employees that are indigenous or black or company. Yeah, that is a great start. However, when we get into the deeper numbers, compared to all other ethnic groups or U.S. enterprises or industries or firms, right, remain small. Black-owned firms make up roughly 1%. Industries, enterprises, businesses, firms, whatever name you need, the pretty ass names and shit. It only makes up roughly, and that's saying roughly 1% of total gross revenue, even though, watch this, even though black Americans represent about 14% of the population, quote unquote, supposedly. These figures illustrate significant revenue growth and increased business activity amongst black owned companies, yet they also highlight the continuing underrepresentation of black entrepreneurs in the overall economy. This is what they mean. A lot of people mean by we don't own enough industries and different things of that nature to compete. This is why when they drowned or flooded the black towns or bombed them and things, they crippled a lot of what? Generational wealth and economic growth with that bullshit. Amongst the redlining and other shit. However, they can do that when they what? Own a lot of, or they whatever, they grab, own, colonize, whatever, a lot of the fucking area around you. So if they control the area around you, they can control the outcomes around you. You figure deal me? So peace, love, abundance, miracles, everything. Share, subscribe. Comment, let me know of the topics I should cover. And guess what? Cosmic Mind UV.